Up, co-reporters? Welcome back to my channel. It's time for another recap of what went down on last night's episode of The Sister Wives. And let me just tell you, I think that there is something very seriously wrong with one sister wife in particular, and her name is Robyn. We're going to get into that a little bit later on in the recap, but let's just start off at the very beginning. We pick back up with Christine and Cody at that restaurant, and he admits to having anger issues. And he says it like he was imagining things that he wanted to do to her because he was so angry. And I'm like, it's giving I want to off you. And that was just really gross. I don't understand what possessed him to even say those sort of things, but he did like stop himself of explaining like how angry and vitriolic he is like to her in his brain. And then this psycho who all but admitted he wanted to slash her freaking throat or something calls her Machiavellian. And then he admits that he's got all these evil thoughts about her. It was just so wild. Like Christine was nothing short of calm, cool, and collected during their meeting. So for him to say all of that while he's the one who's just like raged out of his freaking mind because this woman had the audacity to pack up her bags and move on and end her relationship with him because he gave her like literally no time with him. He contributed nothing to that relationship because he is way too busy with his favorite sister wife. Absolutely ridiculous. And so she starts asking him about like his feelings a little bit more to understand his hurt and perhaps to get him to even admit the hurt, because all he talks about is anger, as if there aren't more nuanced emotions that he could be feeling, right? And so she's wondering like, you know, are you hurt? Do you feel this way? Do you feel that way? And he just goes so far out of his way to avoid admitting that like he's heartbroken that this woman left her. If that even is the case though, because this guy, he seems so all about himself that I don't know if he's genuinely heartbroken about the loss of this relationship or if he's just mad that like this woman is not at his beck and call anymore. In fact, he kind of answered my question when he says that Christine leaving ruined his vision of the future. And so it's all about himself again, right? He wants to be like the kingpin in like a tribe of sister wives. And when one of them leaves, it's a failure for him. He's not like, oh, well, what did I do in this relationship to make it go wrong? I'm sorry that I didn't step up for you or for our kids. How can I avoid making the same mistake in my other 3 marriages? Like, no, he's just, I'm angry at you. I hate you. You left me. And you ruined my vision of the future. Oh my God. I do not understand how these women like tolerated this man. I could not stand like 2 minutes with him. Like watching him on TV is hard enough. So I gotta say though, by the way, this episode was kind of boring. Like the first episode got me so excited for the season and discovering this family and everything, because again, I'm a latecomer, but this episode, it really dragged on. And I'm like, dude, we're only 2 episodes in and like, it's already kind of feeling like fillerish, like, you know, the ear piercing scene, for example, and just, you know, the scene between Christine and Janelle as well, when they were in Janelle's apartment trying to put up that like Christmas tree. I felt like I saw that in episode 1. Like, am I delusional or did I see a preview somewhere? Like I couldn't, or maybe it was a trailer. I'm not sure, but I saw that and like just seeing it again, I was like, okay, I get it. Fast forward. You know what I mean? So when it comes to what may have destroyed their polygamous family, Cody takes no responsibility for the way in which he has kind of been emotionally absent in most of his marriages. He says that the real thing that destroyed all of these marriages or like their polygamous family situation is fame, like being public about it, and not Robyn coming into the picture or anything else, which I felt like was quite tone deaf of him, because it like, if Christine felt like that ruined her marriage and situation with him, like she would have brought it up as a factor. But her main problem was the fact that Cody just was not showing up for her. He was too wrapped up in Mary to give a damn about Christine, right? In Robyn, to give a damn about Christine. And he just doesn't want to acknowledge that. He just wants to like put the blame elsewhere. And of course it can't be on Robyn because that's his favorite wife. Before blaming Robyn, he would probably blame Mary, right? But that would make no sense because this is like the least favorite wife of all. So there's no way. Now, when it comes to Robyn, she says that her kid. Okay, so at this point, everyone's going to celebrate Thanksgiving and everything. So you would think that they would celebrate it all as a big family, with the exception of Christine, who chose to walk away from her marriage with Cody. But that wasn't the case. Cody celebrated with Mary and with Robyn and their kids, right? And so it was Janelle and Christine together on their own. And of course, Mary had to make it all about herself and her kids. So she starts claiming that her kids feel rejected by Christine and Janelle's decision to spend Thanksgiving together away from their family with Cody and everything like that. And I don't know, it just, everything seems to have to be about this girl, right? Like at the top of the episode, Christine and Cody were talking about the breakdown of their marriage and everything like that. And then you cut to Robyn crying about how she doesn't understand what could have possibly been the deal breaker. This man spends every day and night with me, but I don't understand why that wasn't fulfilling to Christine. Why did she have to go look elsewhere? Like, everything has to be about her is what I'm noticing. I'm only 2 episodes in and I already feel like there's something off about her personality, right? Like it's just, it's rubbing me the wrong way. I'm feeling like some antisocial traits in there that just give me the like goosebumps. Like I'm scratching my own skin right now because it makes my skin crawl a little bit. So here's another thing. Like, I don't know why she has to blame everything on the other wives when Cody is a big problem here, right? Like, as far as Janelle goes, who at this point is still technically married to Cody. Well, not technically, but you know what I mean, right? As far as she goes, she doesn't want to spend Thanksgiving with Cody because her kids don't want to spend Thanksgiving with Cody because he has been an asshole to those kids. He wants like formal apologies from all of them. He wants all of this like testing, this, that, and the other, just all of these rigorous things that have just like kept them away from him. He has made no effort to reconnect with them or anything like that. So what would the point of Janelle going to spend Thanksgiving with him without those kids be, right? She wants to spend time with those kids, and those kids are more comfortable around Christine and everything. So that's why that was the situation. And the fact that Cody and Robyn played real dumb to that was really annoying. They know exactly why things are going down the exact same way. The exact way that they are going down. Now, I just couldn't stand the way Cody was crying. Like, he wasn't literally crying, but he was just trying to make himself into the biggest victim ever. But this is 99% his fault. Lord. And you know, something that really kind of like grossed me out was when Christine was in the kitchen with her son. I think his name is Peyton. And like, we find out that even Peyton can't stand Cody. And I'm like, so what was the point of this like arrangement? Like, this man got like 20 kids out of all of you guys, and none of these kids can stand him. They don't, well, most of these kids, right, can't stand him. They don't feel like he was really there for them. Like, this like layout or whatever you want to call it, arrangement, seems like it was just an ego boost for this man, right? Like, he neglected these women emotionally and the children that he had with them. And I hate the way he talks about the kids. Like, he'll be like, oh, Mary's kids, Christine's kids, Janelle's kids. I'm like, dude, these are your kids too. He just sounds so detached. Like, if anything, this show has soured my view of polygamous relationships because it all just feels like patriarchy on crack, where a bunch of women like get the hell played out of them for literally nothing to gain, right? Like, I went over this a lot in my recap of episode 1, but this man's like, I'm the head of your household. And then we find out all these women are paying their own bills. He's not really helping them raise these kids. So they just effed themselves. They screwed themselves into single motherhood. For what, right? For what? And all these traumatized children, for what? Oh, it just makes me so sad. You know, I assume other situations are different from this one, but this one just was not a good representation at all. Whew. Now, let's get into the Christmas gift exchange, shall we? We find out from Christine's son Peyton that all of the kids, I think he was the one who started this, but the kids decided that they wanted to do a Christmas gift exchange amongst themselves. And for some reason or another, Robyn caught wind of it and wanted to insert herself in the arrangement. And so she insisted that all of the kids get together on a video call. Why exactly? I'm not sure. How it's possible with so many children, I'm not sure, especially during holiday time and just like on such short notice. So like, her insistence that they do this video call ultimately wound up ruining and killing the gift exchange. So they never actually did it. And then guess what Robyn does? Now she starts like crying about how this is hurting her kids. And then she tells one of Christine's kids, I think his name was Hunter, that some of her kids don't even like remember or recognize their siblings anymore because it's been so long. And then Christine's son Hunter was like, well, one video chat wasn't gonna fix that, Robyn. It made me laugh. But then at the same time, I'm like, there's something kind of insidious and creepy and scary and bone chilling about this Robyn woman's obsession with making herself the victim in every single situation. She's exhausting. She's weird, sorry to say. And obviously, I cannot diagnose people, but you know what she gives me the vibes? She gives me histrionic vibes. You know, like it's just exhausting. Her energy is really, really off-putting. And God knows what the heck is going on in her relationship with Cody, because she's too much. She's very overwhelming. Maybe that's why he's spending so much time over there, because who knows the dramatics that he gets whenever he tries to leave the house or something like that. Oh, my kids feel so abandoned. How could you leave to see the other wives? You know, like, not to take the blame off Cody, because I think he's like, you know, trash too, but she's just really overwhelming. This personality, there's something off. I swear, mark my words, there's something off about her personality. Now, you know, again, I told you guys that I think that she is Cody's favorite wife because she is the ultimate pick-me-sha. And guess what she said? So in episode 1, she said that it was the wives' responsibility to make sure that Cody has a good relationship with all of them, right? Like, it's not his responsibility, the man who decided to take on 4 wives. It's the wives' responsibility to make sure that that's working. And now, today, in this week's episode, pick-me-sha then says that it's, again, the wives' responsibility to make sure that Cody has a good relationship with his kids. The Cody who hasn't even been speaking to the kids that he's got with Janelle, and then he's off with Christine as well. Like, those kids are not speaking to him. Like, that's Christine's fault in Robyn's mind. Christine should be fixing that for Cody, who has made literally no effort on that end. Like, what? I can't. I'm glad that like Christine rebutted and said like that is absolutely Cody's responsibility. Like, Christine's responsibility is to make sure she's got a good relationship with her kids and they feel loved and seen and supported by her. Cody's supposed to be doing the same, right? Like, why let him off the hook? Oh, I really wonder, like, Robyn, I could see why she got like lured into like this sort of a lifestyle. Like, she's very, very much on the pick me like spectrum there, like if not like in the top of it. So now, then we get into that segment about the damn earrings. Y'all, I was ready to pull the plug on this when we got into the earrings, to be honest with you. I was like, I don't care about no damn earrings. So we get the segment about how Cody did not want for his wives or his children to wear earrings, okay? A lot of the wives already had earrings before they got with him, so he knew that, but then he asked them to stop wearing the earrings, and these girls actually gave up their damn earrings for this clown. Oh my God, girls, stand up, please, like, stop. Jesus. And then like at some point, like they were like, you know what, screw this. I miss wearing earrings. I like them. So they started wearing it again. Like, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Okay, I'm wearing my damn earrings. I'm going to Claire's and getting me some hoops, right? So they put them on, and then he's like, okay, whatever, like, this is no big deal, so go ahead and wear earrings. And then for the kids, we'll just make a rule that they can go ahead and get their ears pierced if they want at 18 years old, okay? And that is a rule that the kids have been following. And so the kids that he has with Robyn, one of them, she is ready to go ahead and get her ears pierced and everything. And so we like made a big deal about him going with her to the appointment, and Robyn watched via FaceTime out in the parking lot because it was COVID, so only one person at a time was allowed in. And then we find out at the end of all of this that Cody had his ears pierced in high school. He had one ear pierced because he wanted to be the playa from the Himalaya over at school, right? Like the cool kid with a dangly earring or whatever. And so it's like, oh, so like you hid this for this long and then you acted like earrings are like the devil. He said something like, if God wanted you to wear earrings, he would have like made you born with like holes in your ears or like the earring in it, which I think is such, no offense, you guys, but I think it's just such stupid reasoning. Like, it's kind of like saying like, if God wanted you to wear clothes, you would have been born with clothes on. You know what I mean? Like, if God wanted you to not have cancer, you would have been born with no cancer. So don't go to the doctor, right? Like if God wanted you to, you know what I mean? Like it's just, I don't know. It just seems like such a foolish thing to say, to be honest with you. I don't get it at all. Right? Like let's say someone is born missing what is it? What can someone be born with and then they get like put in later? I don't know. Like if someone is born with a heart defect and they need the pump or something like that, like it feels like that. Like, oh, don't get that put in because if God wanted you to have a working heart, you would have had a working heart, like that type of stuff. I really don't like, to be honest with you, but I digress. So then we get into Christine and Janelle having that conversation at Janelle's house that I could have sworn I had seen play out word for word, bar for bar. And basically, in the conversation, it sounds like Janelle is getting ready to leave Cody as well. She's like, Cody has just gotten so like mean and angry and sharp with me, like, and the kids, and it's just so much. And now I don't really know who he is anymore. And with the kids like growing up and having moved out of the house and everything, like, I don't know if it's worth finding out who this man is and working on the relationship, if there is a relationship to continue working on and salvaging and whatnot. She's not feeling it. And I think that like Christine getting out of the situation has inspired her to do the same for herself. And, I'm happy for her and I'm excited to see how that ultimately winds up panning out. Like she deserves better. Christine deserves better. Toby/Mary deserves better as well. We didn't see too much of her this week's episode, but I'm sure we'll get back to her as the season progresses. And just let that man stay with his Robyn. Batman and Robyn over here can have each other, and the rest of you can go ahead and thrive on your own. I don't know how the hell they tolerated that woman for so long. Her personality is so exhausting. Everything is about herself. She's the only one in the world who feels hurt and suffrage. She and her children. It's like, oh, girl, stop. Be considerate for like 1 second, Anyway, you guys, that does it. A recap of what went down on last night's episode of Sister Wives. Make sure to let me know what you thought about the episode or my recap in the comment section down below. And as usual, we'll chat. That's all for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.